See, welcome to the biology class, children. Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
morning, ma'am.
Yes. Now, children, please, all of you, those who have got connected, please open to page number 30. 30. Page number 30. We'll be in the last class we talked about the vaccination process. Yes, I hope it was clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, children, today we are going to talk about the other ways in which the microorganisms are helpful to us. Okay. Fine. I hope the board is clear. So, the second point is increasing soil fertility. Increasing soil fertility. I told you that day, and we have talked in previous class and previous lectures also, that when these microorganisms they mix with the soil, the ones that live in the soil, they act on the dead and decaying matter, and they convert it into the form that can get mixed up with the soil, thereby increasing the fertility of the soil and subsoil. That is why generally we see that in forest, why so many trees, why so many variety of plants are there? Because the animals that die, the plant parts that fall off, they get mixed with the soil, and that is why the soil of the forest of such place is very rich in nutrients. So that way it helps in increasing the fertility of the soil. Thereby, what is going to happen? If the soil is rich in nutrients, what is going to happen? We can see the better growth of the plants in that area. So that is the role of the microorganism. That is basically we talk about the bacteria and fungi. They convert the dead and decaying organic matter and they mix it with the soil. Next is cleaning the environment. Cleaning the environment. Now see children, when we talk about this cleaning the environment, a question can be framed that why are microorganisms considered as natural scavengers, or how do they help in cleaning up of the environment? Now this also we have discussed in class 7 when we were talking about soil. If you remember that, see, the dead bodies are all over there of the human beings, of the animals, and even the plants when they die. Now, if it would have been the case that the microorganisms were not there, the earth would have become a place which was full of dead bodies. But this is not the case. We do not see, from our part, we bury the dead body or we burn them. The cremation is done. But later, inside the ground, inside the soil, these microorganisms act on, and that is why they feed on the dead and decaying organic matter and they clean up the environment. So this is another importance of the microorganisms. You can underline due to decomposition action or decomposing action. Please take a pencil in your hand and write down, underline decomposing action. Again, we have the role of bacteria and fungi. Next, we talk about energy and fuel production. Now, in this case also, for the production of energy and for the production of energy, in many of the cases, these microorganisms, they are used, you can say the matter that is taken, on that these microorganisms are grown and then they produce the energy. So this is how energy production is also done. And like biogas is produced, then manure, whatever is left, that is used as manure. Now we talk about another important topic, and that is communicable and non-communicable disease. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of communicable or Yes, communicable. Can anyone tell me the meaning?
Ma'am, with some diseases which can be spread from one to another.
Okay. Like, okay. Now, very good. Who is this girl? Ishita. Very good, Ishita. Now, Rest of you just understand. When we talk about the communication, communication means how are we talking right now? The way in which we communicate. We can write or we can speak. Yes, we can talk. That is the way of communication. So communicable means that can be transferred. So we are basically going to talk about, when we say communicable, that means the diseases that can spread, that can transfer from an infected person to a healthy person. And that is why, see, all the diseases are not communicable. There are certain diseases that are communicable, that can spread, but not all. Though we need to be at a little distance from the person who is suffering from any disease, but we need to know that in only some of the cases, the diseases are like that can spread from an infected person to a healthy person. So these diseases are called communicable disease, as they can be transferred. And in these cases, we have to be very, very alert, that we have to be a little away from the infected person. Now, just see, underline the sorry, just a minute. Chickenpox, cold and cough, typhoid, cholera are some examples of communicable diseases. Please underline this. Chickenpox, then you have cold, cough, and that is why a very common thing that you observe, you must have observed, whenever a person, a child in the class has cold, ma'am kya bolti beta tum alag baith jao baki sabse. Why? Because when you sneeze, and it's not only with the sneeze, different diseases, they have different meaning with the air, by touch, with the sputum, blood. These are the feces, urine, different diseases. They can be transferred to the other person by these methods. Like just now underline, now come to the second line. Agents such as air, water, food, they can spread some of these diseases. So these are some of the agents. Then other agents we'll be talking later. Next, we talk about the non-communicable disease. Children, one more thing is there. Yes, communicable diseases, they have another name, and that is contagious. Yes, contagious. You must have heard your teacher saying, एक ने खांसना शुरू किया, दूसरे ने भी. ये biologically proven नहीं है. It's not like that. ये तो हम लोग देख के करते हैं. Yes, किसी एक को the other person also start doing. So that is just an example to say. The contagious means, that means we are talking about the communicable disease only. The disease that can be spread from one person to another. This is not contagious. Yawning is not anything to do with disease. It is just a response of the body when you are very much lethargic, when you are not willing to do any work. Okay, it was just an example. Do not take it as a disease. Okay, next we talk about the non-communicable diseases. There are other diseases that do not spread due to the air or the contact. Then from where these diseases are coming? Any idea? Non-communicable diseases. How we suffer these diseases then?
Ma'am, due to some malfunctioning in our body.
Yes. Good. See, many of the times, we now know in class 7th, in second lesson, you studied about nutrition in animals. We now know, and in class 6 also studied about the components of food. So we know that how important balanced diet and how important a particular food item is. If we do not consume a particular food item in a proper amount, in a proper quantity, in balanced form, then we can suffer many diseases. These diseases which do not have a specific pathogen causing the disease, which are not coming from other person, these diseases are non-communicable diseases. So like if you are in your house and if you are suffering some malnutrition means not the proper nutrition. Like if the vegetables are missing from your diet for many years, if you do not take them, then of course you are likely to suffer which disease or which organ is going to get affected. ग्रीन लीफी वेजिटेबल नहीं खा रहे अगर बहुत टाइम तक डाइट में. The eye is going to get affected. You will not have proper vision. So because of the lack of any of the nutrient in your diet for a longer period of time, if it is missing, it can cause malnutrition, that means undernutrition, not proper nutrition, and such diseases are called non-communicable disease. So what are the diseases that we have? Like the deficiency of vitamin C, scurvy, it is the disease which occurs due to deficiency of vitamin C. Please underline. Then goiter, disease of the neck, we have studied about it. Deficiency of, ये जो swollen neck हो जाती है, it occurs due to the deficiency of iodine. That is why it is said to take iodized salt. ध्यान से एड्स देखा करिए टीवी में, एटलीस्ट ये वाले जो सेंसिबल होते हैं. Okay, then you have rickets, you have night blindness. These are the diseases that occur due to the deficiency of one nutrient or the other. Okay, protein deficiency, carbohydrate deficiency, the deficiency of these nutrients in the diet can cause a person to be undernutrition or malnutrition. Now, next we talk about the. Before that, children, I'll talk about this table on page number 31. As I told you that there are several other diseases that can be seen in the plants, and I told you that plant pathology is the branch that deals with it. Okay, so let's just see. Anthrax. Anthrax you must have studied in class 7 in fiber, chapter fiber to fabric. पढ़ा था आपने? No response. Okay, then you have anthrax, the first one. Please be very careful. There's nothing to write on the board. Please see. So animals and humans, they get infected. And what is the cause? The cause is the bacteria. Now, just be careful with one of the reasons. Are you able to see this portion? This portion where I'm writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is very important for you to understand. Causal organism, because if in the test it is given of 3 or 4 marks, you will lose all of them if you don't understand the difference between them. Causal organism and the carrier, there is a big difference. When I was explaining you about the malaria, I told you Plasmodium जब बताया था protozoans में, then I told you this is something very important. Causal organism, that is causing the disease, the organism that due to which the disease is occurring, and the carrier is the one that is carrying the disease. So it's not the same. Carrier is different and causal organism is totally different. Again we talk about the malaria. The malaria disease, it occurs due to Plasmodium, which is a protozoan, second group of microorganism that we talked about. And the carrier is the female Anopheles mosquito. So do understand कि पूछा क्या जा रहा है question में, carrier पूछा जा रहा है या causal organism पूछा जा रहा है. Many of the children, when we talk about or when we ask about malaria, mosquito लिख देते हैं फट से और बड़ा सा zero मिल जाता है. So that should not be the case. Understand the difference. Causal organism, that is causing the disease, and carrier, which is carrying the disease. There is a difference. So now come back to this because cause was written, that is why. So where cause is written, just make a change, children. Write down causal organism. Causal organism. Again, one more thing. In causal organism, if the specific name is asked, you have to write the name. If the category is asked, you have to write virus, bacteria, fungi, like that, and protozoa. If the category is asked. And if the name is asked, like which name the organism, then you have to write which bacteria, which virus, which protozoan, like that. Please make a note of this in your book. Now, so causal organism is the bacteria. And what are the symptoms? Symptoms you can leave for now, like you can read it later. Then rust of wheat. This is the disease which occurs in the wheat. Gehu. What happens? This is the which organism is affected? Plants, and the causal organism is fungus. Fungus causes this disease, rust-like appearance on the leaves of the beet. Then foot and mouth disease. Animals and humans we see it is caused by virus, and painful sores in or on mouth and on the hands, feet and legs. Then citrus canker, very important, Nibu. Yes, specifically you can see on blue on the lemon or yellow colored. कभी देखा है आपने lemon पे ऐसे black black dot पे occur. That is citrus canker. It can be seen in the leaves also, and then slowly they just like they erupt, and then a liquid start coming out. So it is the disease in the plant. Bacteria Xanthomonas is the causal organism, and the lesions on the leaves, stem and fruits of citrus trees. Generally, the citrus trees, like you have lemon, you have oranges, mussoomy, etc. on them. Then you have dysentery. It is caused in humans. Now, by bacteria also, by virus also, parasitic worms also. There are different ways. Like I told you about amoeba, it causes amoebic dysentery. So there are all the three ones. Loose motions with pain in the abdomen. Next we talk about the typhoid disease in humans, you know it. And now here see the specific organism is mentioned. Salmonella typhi, I told you also, it is a bacteria, or you can say bacterial disease, and it occurs because of Salmonella typhi. High fever and blood in stools due to intestinal bleeding. Next, cholera. It is again a disease which is seen in human beings, and it is by Vibrio cholerae. That is the causal organism, Vibrio cholerae. Rice water like stool and vomiting. Very, very dangerous if not treated, and if the preventive measures, if the measures are not taken, then a person can even die. Chickenpox, again in humans it is observed, it is a disease that is caused by the virus. That is why it takes a lot of time to get treated. Yes, as I told you that viral disease take more time to get treated. So what is the causal? Varicella zoster, and for this the vaccine is also given. Dew-like rashes all over the body. Yes, that we know. And then rabies, the important one. It can be caused in animals and in humans because of the virus. Now, tell me, the causal is the virus, and what is the carrier? Rabies.
From dogs. And the dogs.
Other animals also, but generally it is the dog. Acha, very interesting thing about this. Can anyone tell me about the rabies? क्या हो जाता है problem इसमें? Rabies में? Quickly.
Some fear of water.
Yes. The person is afraid of water, and to an extent, धीरे धीरे इतना बढ़ जाता है that the person stops drinking water. The person feels so thirsty, but because of the fear of water, the person stops drinking water, and that is why the disease is better. And that is why it is suggested that the animals, the pets that you keep, they are properly vaccinated against rabies. Okay, so children, this is how we have come to the end of the class. In the next class, we will be talking about the modes of transmission of the diseases, but before that, I will be asking you about the causal organisms of the diseases that I have discussed in the table today. So make sure that you learn. Please write down homework, learn the table on page 31. So till we meet again, take care of yourselves, keep revising. Bye-bye, children.
Thank you.